Good morning, students. In the last class, we had stopped at the serial communication interrupt program, right? That is a program to send two messages, normal speed and high speed, to the serial port. Let us continue with the new topic today, that is on interrupts. A single microcontroller can provide service to many of the devices, but to establish a link and to identify the devices, right, and to establish the link and interact or to identify that with the devices, the microcontroller has to check the conditions that prevail or that exist in the internal and external circuits. So to check these conditions and to establish the link between different devices, the microcontroller uses two methods, right? One method is called as the polling method and another method is called as the interrupt method, right? There are two methods of checking the condition that exists in internal and external circuits to establish communication or to interact with the different devices by the microcontroller. The two methods are polling method and the interrupt method. In the polling method, the microcontroller checks sequentially all the devices whether they require service or not. It goes on checking all the devices whether they require the service or not. This is in the polling method, right? It performs the sequential check on all the devices. And in this method, there is sequential check of all the devices irrespective of whether the device requires service or not. And as it is checking all the devices irrespective of whether the device requires service or not, it results in lot of wastage of time of the microcontroller. This is a disadvantage of the polling method. In the polling method, there is no priority mechanism. That is, the device requests cannot be assigned priorities. If two devices are requesting service, they cannot be assigned priority, that one is having higher priority and another one is having the lower priority. This is not possible in the polling method. In the polling method, there is no provision for ignoring the interrupt request, or there is no provision for masking the interrupt request. Ignoring the interrupt request is also called as masking the interrupt request. And as because of these disadvantages, the polling method is inefficient way of handling the input output devices. It is an inefficient way of handling the IO devices, right? So this is about the polling method. Now let us compare the polling method with the interrupt method. Okay, in the interrupt method, the microcontroller provides service to only those devices that request. It is providing the service to only those devices that sends the request signal or the interrupt signal to the microcontroller. Therefore, here the microcontroller time is not wasted in checking whether IO devices or the input or output devices require service or not. Because whenever any device requires service, it will send an interrupt signal or the request signal to the microcontroller. Then the microcontroller stops whatever it is doing and provides service to the interrupt, or it provides service to the device. In the interrupt method, there is provision for masking or ignoring the interrupt request. If the microcontroller does not want to provide service to any of the interrupt, then it can ignore the interrupt request. This is possible only in the interrupt method. And in the interrupt method, priority mechanism is possible. That is, in the interrupt method, the priorities can be assigned to two of the interrupt requests. If two of the interrupts are requesting for service, then the microcontroller can assign the priorities, that one is having the higher priority and another one is having the lower priority. Because of these advantages, the interrupt method is efficient way of handling the input output devices. So this is how we have compared the polling method versus interrupt method. In examination, the question can be compare the interrupt versus polling method of the 8051 microcontroller. Then you have to compare what are the advantages and disadvantages of the polling method, and compare those advantages and disadvantages of the polling method or the features of the polling method with the features of that of the interrupt method. Now coming to the definition of the interrupt. Interrupt is the occurrence of a condition or an event that causes temporary suspension of the main program when the condition is serviced by another small program or a subroutine or the interrupt service routine. What is an interrupt? Interrupt is the occurrence of a condition, an event that causes temporary suspension of the main program. So when the interrupt occurs, the main program is interrupted, the main program is suspended temporarily, right? And then the service, when the service is to be provided for the requested device, a small program or a subroutine, or it is also called as interrupt service routine, is executed in order to provide the service to the requested device. So this is the definition of the interrupt. Now let us move on to the register called as interrupt enable register. It is interrupt enable register, IE register. In short, it is called as IE register. It is a bit addressable register. Let us see the bit pattern or bit format of the IE register. The first bit is the EA bit, enable all bit. Enable all means it's also called as a global enable bit, which is used to enable all the interrupts. So all the interrupts in the structure in the format are enabled when this EA bit is equal to 1. And the next bit, it is reserved for future use. So this next bit is reserved for future use. Then ET2, it is enable or disable the timer to overflow interrupt. It is used to enable or disable the timer to overflow interrupt. So this timer to overflow interrupt exists only in 8052 microcontroller. And what we are studying is 8051 microcontroller. It exists only in 8052 microcontroller, which is the advanced version of 8051 microcontroller. Then next is ES, that is enable or disable serial port interrupt. Next bit, enable or disable serial port interrupt. That means if this ES is set equal to 1, then the serial port interrupt will be enabled. Then ET1, that is enable or disable timer 1 overflow interrupt. When the timer 1 overflows, there is an interrupt which is generated. To enable that interrupt, we have to make this ET1 is equal to 1. Then EX1, that is enable or disable external interrupt 1. If you want to enable or disable the interrupt that is occurring from external sources outside the microcontroller, okay, outside the microcontroller, if any device is applying the interrupt, it's an external interrupt. For a such external interrupt to be enabled, this EX1 should be equal to 1. Then enable or disable timer 0 overflow interrupt, okay. Then enable external interrupt 0, external interrupt 0. If any external device requests for service, right, to enable that interrupt, we have to make this EX0 is equal to 1. So these are the bits of the interrupt enable register, which is a bit addressable register. It is of 8 bits. Next, we'll move on to the interrupt priority register, or the concept of interrupt priority first. The idea of priority allows the interrupt service routine to be interrupted by an interrupt if the new interrupt is of higher priority than the present interrupt. That is, let us say that there is an interrupt, and when there is an interrupt, the interrupt service routine, the subroutine which provides service to the interrupt, it is called as interrupt service routine or ISR. The full form of ISR is interrupt service routine. So when this ISR is getting executed, suppose if there is one more new interrupt which is having higher priority than the first interrupt, which is having higher priority than the first interrupt which is getting serviced, then the ISR which is providing service to the first interrupt is interrupted, and the service is first provided to the higher priority interrupt that is coming now. After providing service to the higher priority interrupt that is coming now, then again the remaining interrupt which is to be serviced, the service is provided to that, and again after the providing service, it will go back to the main program. The microcontroller control will go back to the main program. These points should be remembered to understand the working of priority scheme in 8051. If two interrupts of different priorities occur simultaneously, then the interrupt which is having higher priority will be serviced first. This is first point. Then the second point is that if two interrupts of the same priority, first is if two interrupts are having different priority, the service is provided to the interrupt which is having higher priority first. Then if two interrupts of same priority occur simultaneously, then there is a sequence. It is a predefined sequence by the microcontroller, right? By the microcontroller, which will go according to the sequence. in providing service to the interrupts. This is called as a polling sequence. If two interrupts of the same priority occur simultaneously, fixed polling sequence determines which is to be serviced first. The polling sequence is as follows. This is the polling sequence. That is, if two interrupts are of same priority, then the interrupts are serviced in this fashion. Let's say external interrupt 0 is also requesting for service, and interrupt from timer 0 is also requesting for service. Then the external interrupt 0 is serviced first, and then the interrupt from timer 0 is serviced next, because the first priority is external interrupt 0, second priority is external that is interrupt from timer 0, then third priority is external interrupt 1, that is IE1, external interrupt 1. Then fourth priority is for interrupt from timer 1, that is indicated by timer 1 overflow interrupt TF1. Then last priority is for the serial port interrupt, that is indicated by the transmit interrupt TI or receive interrupt RI. After the completion of serial communication, the stop bit is transmitted, TI is enabled, and after receiving of the stop bit, the receive interrupt RI is enabled. So this makes the serial port interrupt to be generated. This is having the fifth priority. This is called as the polling sequence. Polling sequence. Now let us study the bit format or bit structure of the IP register. Full form of the IP register is interrupt priority register. It is also bit addressable register like IE register. Now, which are the different bits of the IP register or the interrupt priority register? So this IP register is used for setting the priority for the different interrupts. For providing the priority for the different interrupts, the IP register is used. The bit 7 and bit 6, they are used or reserved for future use. Then bit 5 PT2 it is defines the timer to interrupt priority level. It defines the timer to interrupt priority level, which is used only in 8052 microcontroller. Then bit 4 is it defines the priority of the serial port interrupt. If you want serial port interrupt to have higher priority, then we have to make this PS is equal to 1. Okay. Then third bit 3, it defines the priority level of the timer 1 interrupt. If you want timer 1 interrupt to have higher priority, then this PT1 should be set equal to 1, right? Then next bit 2 defines priority level of external interrupt 1. X1 means external interrupt 1. If you want external interrupt to have higher priority than the other interrupts, then we have to make PX1 equal to 1. Then next is PT0. It defines the priority level of the timer 0 overflow interrupt. Similarly, we have to set here PT0 is equal to 1 if we want the timer 0 overflow interrupt to have higher priority than the other interrupts. Then bit 0 is PX0, defines the priority level of the external interrupt 0. If this PX0 is equal to 1, then the external interrupt 0 will have higher priority than the other interrupts. Okay, so this is the bit pattern or bit format of the interrupt priority register. PT2 defines the first two bits, they are reserved for future use. PT2 defines priority of timer 2 overflow interrupt. PS defines priority of serial port interrupt. PT1 defines priority level of timer 1 overflow interrupt. PX1 defines priority level of external interrupt 1. PT0 defines priority level of timer 0 overflow interrupt, and PX0 defines priority level of external interrupt 0. Okay. Next is let us study the structure of the 8051 interrupts. Okay. So the question may be asked on these registers, that is IE register and IP register, to explain the bit format or bit structure of the IE register and the IP registers. Okay, that may be the possible question in the examination. Then next is 8051 interrupt structure. What is the structure of the 8051 interrupts? And by this time we know that the various interrupts, there are totally 5 interrupts in 8051, 2 external interrupts, that is INT0 bar and INT1 bar, then 2 internal interrupts, that is from timer 0 overflow interrupt, timer 1 overflow interrupt, and 1 serial port interrupt, that is RI or TI. Okay, 2 external interrupts INT0 bar, INT1 bar, 2 internal interrupts, that is timer 0 overflow interrupt and timer 1 overflow interrupt, TF0 TF1, and 1 serial interrupt, that is RI or TI. Now this external interrupt 0, it is having highest priority. As we saw just now in the polling sequence, you can see here the polling sequence external interrupt 0 is having highest priority. Then comes the timer 0 overflow interrupt, second priority. So this external interrupt 0 is having higher priority or highest priority. This will be enabled, right? It is either enabled by the level of the clock pulse or the edge of the clock pulse. Okay, so it is level triggered or edge triggered. If the bit is 0, if this IT0 bit in the TCON register, if it is 0, then the interrupt 0 is enabled by the level. Okay, if this IT0 bit in TCON register, if it is 1, then the INT0 external interrupt 0 is enabled by the edge. Okay, positive to negative going edge of the that is bit. Okay, or the clock pulse. Okay, then once this is enabled, the IE register interrupt enable register determines or enables the external interrupt 0. Then if you want INT 0 external interrupt 0 to have higher priority, then we have to make in the IP register that concerned bit or related bit equal to priority bit equal to 1. Similarly, next is the TF0 timer 0 overflow interrupt, right? It is enabled by the IE register. Then if you want timer 0 overflow interrupt to have higher priority than other interrupts, then we have to make the priority bit in the IP register for TF0 equal to 1. The next is interrupt external interrupt 1. External interrupt 1, again this depends on whether it is a level triggered or edge triggered. Okay, level triggered means it is triggered by positive to negative going level of the clock pulse, and the edge triggered means it is triggered by the positive to negative going edge of the clock pulse. So when IT1 bit in the TCON register is equal to 0, the external interrupt 1 is triggered or activated by the positive to negative going level of the clock pulse. Whereas if IT1 bit in the TCON register, if it is equal to 1, then the external interrupt 1 is activated or triggered by the positive to negative going edge of the clock pulse. Then in the IE register interrupt enable register, the concerned bit is set equal to 1 to enable the external interrupt 1. And if you want external interrupt 1 to have higher priority than other interrupts, then the related bit in the IP register priority register must be set equal to 1. Then next comes the timer 1 overflow interrupt TF1. This is enabled by the IE register. This is enabled by the IE register. Then if you want timer 1 overflow interrupt to have higher priority, then we have to make the related bit in the IP register equal to 1. Then last one is the serial port interrupt, RI receive interrupt or transmit interrupt. Either one of them is enabled by this OR gate. Then one it is enabled by the IE register. Then if you want serial port interrupt to have higher priority than the other interrupts, then we have to make the concerned bit or the related bit, its related bit in the IP register, interrupt priority register equal to 1. As we are seeing in the last here, this vertical block, when the external interrupt 0 is having highest priority or higher priority, then this is a polling sequence. Okay, just now we discussed about the polling sequence. External interrupt 0 has highest priority. Next priority comes to the timer 0 overflow interrupt. Then third priority is for external interrupt 1. Fourth priority is for timer 1 overflow interrupt. And the last priority is for the serial port interrupt. Then this interrupt enable register is having global enable bit, that is enable all EA bit, the MSB bit of the IE register, which is used to enable all the interrupts. Okay, so this is about the structure of the 8051 interrupt. In examination, the question may be explain the structure of the 8051 interrupt, or explain the 8051 microcontroller interrupt structure, or explain the interrupt structure in 8051 microcontroller. So these may be the possible type of questions that may be asked in the examination. Okay, if the question is asked on this, then you have to draw this figure and then explain the related points about the 8051 interrupt structure. In today's class, students, we have discussed about the interrupts, right? What is an interrupt, definition of interrupt, and the two methods, that is polling method and interrupt method, comparison between polling method and interrupt method. Then the next is IE register, interrupt enable register. We explained that bit structure. Then the interrupt priority register, its bit structure. Polling sequence, the sequence, if the two interrupts are having the same priority, then which should be serviced first, which should be serviced next, that is a polling sequence. the bit structure of interrupt priority register, IP register, then finally the 8051 interrupt structure. I hope everybody have understood, students. If there are any doubts on these topics, any questions, please send your questions to me. I will answer to your questions. Thank you.